Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO, and I just said the wrong friggin' game name. It's SimAirport. It's SimAirport. It's not Airport C. That's. I'm gonna be honest. That has happened a lot. There's been a lot of these episodes that I have introed like that and then scrapped. But you know what? This one's staying. This one's staying. I don't care. It's staying. Because I've got some plans today. I have some plans, I have some ideas, and I'm excited about them. And they're gonna need planning mode, is what they're gonna need. Because what I'm wanting to do is I want to head in here. I want to get some taxiways, right? I want to get some taxiways, and essentially I want to go and do something like this, right? I want to loop it around, and then I want to do some aircraft stands. So if we say the aircraft stand is sort of a 2x2, we'd have one sort of there, and then I guess another one sort of there, right? So we could do two more aircraft stands, extending the terminal that we have so far. So the terminal would be sort of brought out here, and that would be sort of a whole thing, right? In the way that they usually are, right? It's, you know, it's extended. It's kind of this exact pattern that we have going on, but I also kind of want to experiment with some stuff. I really do. So my thinking is we have this stand right here. So if I was to go and say that we want to do a bit of planned wall there, I want to bring this all the way back, because if we do some floor upstairs, we can then go in and we can build ourselves some large aircraft gates, which fit really nicely in the footprint of a small one. It's just that they have a jetway and require this upstairs space, right? So they will fit in that footprint. And my thinking here is that what we can do is use, for now anyway, stairs. And you have stairways up and stairways down. So if we were to go back into planning and we were to go downstairs for a second, and I was to do, you know, a section of wall just there, which it won't let me do for some reason. Planning, please. Oh, it will let me do it. Okay, let me clear that real quick. It's not clearing. I want to clear that. I want to go to wall. I want to put it there. So we have that wall. We can go something like this. And if I go back down, we can go something like this and then clear that bit. The stairs, as far as I'm aware, are sort of a 3x3 thing, or sorry, a 3x2 thing. So if I was to go in and I was to maybe even bring this wall back a little bit and then clear out this section, I could do some stairs here, which will go to there, right? So that's that pink bit's where the stairs would go. We turn this into a wall and we open this up. So what you end up with, and this is a stairway down, right? So any arrivals coming in through here would essentially, you know, walk sort of down this way and then across through there. And that's how arrivals would get in from that gate. And potentially we would do the same thing for this one as well, right? They would come down and sort of across like that. And this one as well would be, you know, down and across like that. And that would be how they would get out of the airport when arriving. Because what they would do is go downstairs, which can eventually be an escalator, through this bit, through security, into baggage claim and out of the airport. And then to get upstairs, we could just do something over here, right? It's not exactly very exciting, but we could do a little lazy thing in that corner, or we could do an escalator per stand, so you can sort of stay downstairs, but that might be a bit weird as well. But it's an idea, and I think honestly, I kind of want to go for it. I might even make this a bit smaller and do something kind of more like that. You know, something just a little bit smaller. It depends on how big the planes are going to be for a large stand, and I would imagine considerably. So we might want the larger space here, but that's kind of my idea, right? We go ahead, we get the taxiways going around, and we're also going to need to extend the runway. I believe the runway needs to be 150 units long. So I think right now it's like 100. I'm not really sure. If I do this, It's 90 right now, so it needs to be 150. So let me just check and see what this is. So that is exactly 10. So if I clear that out and we go to taxiway, this is 90 right now. So that's 100, that's 110. So that's 120, 30, 40, 50. So we could do that. We could certainly do that. What if we went that way instead? We cleared this bit and then bring the taxiways up to there, and we bring it over there instead. And we could leave these middle bits as well. So we extend the taxiway kind of down and around, extend the runway. We build 2 more small stands. We build an extended terminal. We build the upper section of a terminal here. We build a large stand right about here, and we see what happens. I think that's a pretty busy day, and I'm not really sure if we're going to get to all of it, but I want to give it a shot. So I'm going to start with the 2 new small aircraft gates, after which I want to do some foundation, and this is going to be pretty expensive. It's 213,000, so it's a pretty big day. I'm also not sure we're going to have enough flights available to us to actually fill these 2 small stands, but we'll certainly find out. And because I love throwing money around, let's go ahead and get another 10 workers just to try and make this a quicker process, because it's really going to take a minute to get through all of this. We can also go ahead and dismantle all of this stuff right here to clear out that space. And hopefully having these extra workers is going to make this a really easy, really painless process. I'm also thinking we'll probably want to build more bathrooms. We might want to build another arcade. We might want to get maybe another cafe as well. Could be a bit of an idea. To be completely honest, I don't know what all the zones are right now. So we have lounges and things like that we can build. We've got... That's about... Well, stores. We can get stores as well. So we probably want to get some stores in here too. And I have seen a bunch of comments saying that I should build a store out in the check-in space. And I probably will at some point. Speaking of which... I did see some comments as well saying that the blue that we used to have in the check-in space was a bit much, and I kind of agree. So I went in and changed it. We have this lovely wooden floor now with some blue, kind of darker blue accents underneath the seating areas, the queuing areas, the staff bit, and some chairs here on the right. And then security has been changed into this just sort of large white tile thing that I think looks a bit more accurate for airport security. So do keep the feedback coming. I know I'm not known for being very good at reading YouTube comments, but I am checking them somewhat regularly on this series and trying to stay sort of as up to date as I can manage to be. You know, there will be times where this series is recorded in advance just a little bit. For example, I've got a weekend away later this month, so there'll be a couple of episodes going out over that weekend that'll be recorded ahead of time, and then any feedback will be applied somewhere after the fact. But I'm trying my best to sort of stay on top of it as much as I possibly can, because I know in the past people, you know, get frustrated when I record way too many episodes in one go, and then all the feedback just doesn't get applied for like 30 episodes or something. Or anytime I've played Civilization and I've like finished the entire playthrough by the time the series goes out, and then episode 5 or whatever has a bunch of comments that are like, hey, you did this thing wrong. You gonna fix that? And then I have to sort of sneak into the comments and be like, yeah, no, probably not. Oh, why not? Yeah, because it's already recorded. That's why. That's why that ain't getting fixed. That's gonna be like that forever. It's rarely a good time, I'll be honest. Speaking of Civilization, I should play more Civilization. I feel like I haven't played Civilization 6 in what feels like years, and I want to fix that because Civilization 6 is actually really fun, and I as bad as I am at it, I really enjoy it. And that's something I can't remember who I was talking to about this recently, but I was talking about how, like, there's a lot of games that I really enjoy, but it's not that I'm bad at them. I don't want to say that I'm bad at them, but I'm not, how would I put it? I'm not good enough that it's like the videos are going to be remotely, you know, educational, right? It's not a tutorial video. But I don't know. I'm not bad enough that it's funny, I guess. You know, it's kind of it's a weird thing where like Civ is one of those games, or Hearts of Iron is one of those games, or like Factorio. I'm not really good at any of them. I kind of just waffle my way through them and see what I can maybe do. And it's weird because those games on YouTube, people typically want to watch people that kind of know what they're doing. I guess that's kind of the thing with it. So you put up a video that's like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to play Factorio. I've definitely had some moments where some of the comments in that have been like, man, you know, I really want to watch this, but you clearly don't know what you're doing. It's hard to watch this, man. And then I just kind of have to sit back and be like, yeah, that's why I'm playing it. Playing it to learn, but here we are. It's rough. It's the duality of YouTube comments, I guess, is what that is. Either way, all of that said and done, let's go ahead and build this little extra bit of taxiway. And it is overnight, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can really quickly do this. Now, that's a lot of money going on that runway, but if I can do this overnight, it's not going to disrupt the airport too much. So that's kind of why we're going for it, even though it is a whole ton of money. And runways do take a minute to upgrade. That's the other reason I got so many workers, is to try and get this thing done in a reasonable amount of time, because no runway, no airport. So let's also go ahead and assign you to there and that queue. Let's assign you to there and to that queue. And those should now both be working, although no flights are going to be using them. And in terms of bringing flights in here, I guess what we can do is probably use the Lernyville ones. Although I want to get the Aerotime flights first, and I only want the small ones. So let's go ahead and accept the two, I guess, Aerotime flights. Let's grab the Juno Connect flight as well, and we'll schedule those all for the morning here. And that'll be fantastic for that stand. We've got, I guess, one Atlantic International there and one there. So what we'll do is put you in the afternoon there. We'll put you in the evening right about there. And then I guess we'll grab this Starflight one, and we'll put it on the next stand down. And then what we need to do is grab 2 morning flights from Lernyville. We need to grab 2 afternoon flights. Can I think, yeah, we'll grab 2 afternoon flights as well, and we'll just kind of get those all scheduled so I can see what exactly I'm doing. So those are the morning ones down here. That one's slightly off schedule. There we go. So we're going to need 2 evening flights. Sorry, 3 afternoon flights and 5 evening flights. So 1 and 2 and 3 afternoon flights with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 evening flights. And that'll be a whole bunch of Lernyville flights coming in, but at the very least, it will be money, right? And it's going to keep the airport busy, and it's going to give us an idea of whether or not the airport can actually handle this kind of stress, is the word I'm going to use. It'll give us an idea if the airport can handle this kind of stress. So that's all of those scheduled. The runway construction is taking, it's taking a bit of time because I don't think the materials are up there. If we can get this done before 6 in the morning, I will be very, very happy, but it just keeps stalling because I think they have, oh no, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. A little bit of progress right there. So if they could keep that kind of there we go. Beautiful. All right. So that thing's going to be done. It shouldn't disrupt the airport too much at all. It is, I think, working, which it absolutely is. So if we go in here, we go to planning and clear, we can clear all of that out. And now that that's gone, so that's a longer runway, which will work with larger flights, which is beautiful news. Quite frankly, it is beautiful news. We have you guys working down here. We are a little short on kiosks and things like that. So let's just, you know, get some of that going. So if we go into kiosk, let's grab a dessert kiosk for, yeah, let's say this space right here. And I guess we could, I guess we'll throw a coffee kiosk kind of down here in the corner, as well as maybe some vending machines as well. So we'll go for a drinks vending machine next to this guy. We'll go for a food vending machine, and we're going to need some bins. We're absolutely going to need some bins. So we'll get one there. And then we have this space here with nothing to really, we don't have much to do with it, unfortunately. So I think it's just kind of, it's kind of going to live there. Although we will put some bins just back there because I totally forgot that was a thing we were doing. So that's all of that sorted. We'll connect you to that kitchen, which is going to be crazy busy. But that's a good little upgrade. I'm still not 100% sure how things are going to go with this this upgrade here. Not really confident on this one, but we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and do some dismantling. So I want to dismantle you and that door, and I want to just get a bit of wall in there. I want to dismantle that bit of wall right there, and I want to get some stairs. So the stairs, I can't place them until the upstairs part's done, but what I can do is just put some wall there to block that off. And we'll go into floors, and I guess what we're doing is I might do the green one. Just to be different, I think I am going to just change this out for the green floor because I can. There's absolutely no reason, but I'm just feeling like changing it out for the green carpet for now. So we'll see what that looks like. And I guess we'll go upstairs and see what this is going to look like. I'm not entirely confident in this. It is a very expensive build as well. And if it backfires, it's going to backfire spectacularly. But we'll give it a shot. I think it's fair that we give it a shot. I want to see what these larger stands look like with jetways and all that. So this is going to be the guinea pig stand right here. And you know what I should have done? I should have moved all the flights from this stand onto this stand down here, because canceling flights is going to cost me money, and it's going to probably annoy the airlines. I should have absolutely damn. Yeah, I should have absolutely just moved them all. I'll tell you what I'll do then. Let's go ahead and cancel all of these. They're going to be between 4,000 and 6,000 a pop to cancel. But if I do this in good time, we might get this new stand built before midnight. So we might actually get to see some of these flights coming in sooner than later. And with the extra workers, I mean, this is coming together pretty quick. So that's going to be a good thing. We can't actually dismantle this or do anything with it until all the flights are gone. So even though we have flights no longer scheduled, there are still flights that are going to be landing because they're, you know, in the air already or whatever it may be. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. For now, let's get some stairway down going on, which is going to be right there. And for the stairway coming up here, that's kind of going to be the tricky bit. That really is going to be the tricky bit. And again, we kind of have to wait for this guy to go. So I think what I'll do, just to make it easy, I guess, is what way do I want to do this? What way do I want to do this? I guess we'll dismantle. We'll do this as a temporary thing to see what it looks like and how it works, right? I think that's fair enough. This is more of an experiment than it is a final layout for this whole setup. So we'll kind of have some stairs right there, and that'll be fine. This guy still can't be dismantled, annoyingly. It'd be really nice if it could be. I'm not quite sure. Not really 100% sure why I can't dismantle it. There's nothing scheduled for it, as far as I know. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing scheduled for that. So why I can't dismantle it's beyond me, but whatever. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get a door going. So we'll go for this guy right here. And we're probably gonna need 2 gate agent desks. I just don't know what the layout on these should be. Because, you know, it's going to be busy, I would imagine. I would imagine it's quite busy, but maybe we just do one for now. Just to see what happens, I think we'll do one. And in terms of queues, let's start, I want to say here. I don't know how well that's going to work, though. Unless I sort of go this way with it, which is a bit weird, but I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. And maybe not go that far with it either. So let me clear you. Right, so we get rid of you. We go like this, right? Not like that. Oh, for God's sake. This queue tool, sometimes, I swear. We bring it kind of back like this. So we sort of bring it all around down to there. And that's long enough, I think. So you kind of, you know, you come up, you go in there and around, and then you talk to this guy and get on the plane. And then anyone getting off the plane kind of comes down this way. I think that's probably fair enough. And we could probably separate this further to actually kind of force them to go a certain way, but I don't think we need to do that. Is this, why can't I dismantle this? Cannot be dismantled while any flight is scheduled for them or a plane is currently using it. There is no plane currently using it. Planes have been cancelled. They are not currently using this thing. So that's weird. That's really weird. Also, I don't know if we're making money right now. I feel like we should be. Yeah, we should be making 134,000. So not really 100% sure what's going on there. Not really sure why I can't dismantle this guy. I was really hoping to dismantle it so we could maybe get some large flights in tomorrow, but apparently that's not happening, so whatever. Let's go ahead and clear out some planning then. So we'll clear out that. We'll clear out all of this because I kind of know what it's going to be. And you still can't be dismantled. Can I dismantle after midnight once the all the flights for the day have kind of cleared out? No. Oh no, that's slightly annoying. There's still flights scheduled for 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. for some reason. That's weird. That's really weird that it's still got those flights scheduled. But I guess we're going to be waiting for today to pass before we actually get to do what I wanted to do. But at the very least, we do have 4 working stands. We technically have 5, and we're estimated to make about $250,000 today as well. So assuming security actually holds up, which I'm hoping it does, you know, people aren't going to be thrilled in security, but assuming it holds up, we should be all right. I'm also kind of wondering if I was to go into objects and I was to go to ops and I was to put the information overlay on, how good would, ooh, you know, this right here seems like a good idea. I'm going to be honest. And then maybe doing a little something like, I don't know, a couple of little flight info displays kind of, I don't know, here perhaps. I don't know what the middle of this room necessarily is. Maybe there. I don't know if we need it there. We could maybe do one there, maybe there. I guess that would kind of work. Like 1, 2, maybe not sideways. Maybe that's kind of stupid. But maybe what we do is just go sort of, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your flight info getting, you know, through security. So you get it before security, you get it after security. That at least keeps them in the know for what's going on, right? So that should be fine. That's an interesting look for security. It's certainly funneling people through there a little bit, but it's giving them information, and I would hope and imagine that will keep them happy. So that's fine by me. I do wonder, is there like an overall, yeah, so boredom at the moment is not doing great. Environment's not doing amazing either. Now, I have to imagine that's partly because of security, and I have to imagine I can probably fix that with a couple of plants, right? So if I was to put a couple of plants like down here, that's going to make the place a little bit nicer to be in theory. I mean, if we look at the overall thing, hold on, is this like an average of what I'm looking at right now? I've got no idea. Environment is, I think, getting better though. So that's nice. Boredom's not great, but that's just going to be a thing. Although I guess we could expand the arcade as well. We probably do want to get more bathrooms up here too. But I don't want to spend... Well, I guess I do want to spend some money. We're apparently going to make a whole bunch today, so let's have a little look here. What size are we looking at for the bathrooms? So 11 by 10. All right. Let's do a little 11 by 10. I can't really do it there, can I? Because of the coffee stand. What if we did 11 by 3 there, perhaps? Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. And then let me do this. We'll do a bit of a smaller one. So what am I looking at here? We're looking 11 by 10. So about there. That should be fine. We'll do like a little cutaway section, essentially. So if I go and dismantle like that bit of wall, we can have some smaller bathrooms up this way, which may be a bit weird. Not entirely necessary. I could just move the coffee kiosk, but I've committed at this point. I'm going for one of my weird designs, what I usually go for. So that's what I'm sticking with. That's just how it's going to be. So if someone wouldn't mind getting rid of this section of wall right here, or, you know, finishing any of the rest of it. There we go. So that bit goes. And then what we want to do is put a wall sort of straight down the middle. And then what we do is we go in, we get a door. We put one, say, there and one there. We grab some toilet stalls. And they're all essentially going to go back to back like this. We'll get some sinks, and we can do 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And do they have like hand dryers? No. All right, we'll do some bins then. So we'll do a nice garbage bin there and there. And then if we go to restrooms, we can say female restroom there. We can say male restroom there. And that seems fine. That's totally okay. It deals with the fact there's a coffee thing right there. It's not too bad looking. And I guess what we could do is throw a bit of this darker wood right there. We'll do maybe a nice sort of stone thing here. And I guess we'll do some tiles just on the inside and see what that looks like. It might be a horrible combination of flooring, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So far, I hate it. But after a little bit of tweaking, I think this just works. We'll go with the regular floor. We'll go with some smaller tiles. And it's relatively popular, which is probably what you want for a bathroom, right? That's how you want to describe a bathroom. Relatively popular. We can also get rid of this stand at long last. So we'll mark that for demolition. And we'll go in here and honestly, we're kind of going to dismantle a lot of that stuff. So we'll get rid of you and you as well. And then the queue is going to go. So the queue, the entire thing can kind of just vanish a little bit there. And it's a bit weird looking. It's definitely a bit weird looking not having it there right now. But the idea is we get this large stand. It would live. Why can't it live? Oh, I'm on the wrong floor. Okay, that would do it. It's going to live right about there. It is a little bit expensive, but it connects up nicely. And essentially, once that's built, which isn't going to take that long, we get a bunch of flights scheduled to it. We get large flights scheduled to it, and we see how that does. We see how that works. So it's built. Let's assign you to there. And we'll close that. We'll close this as well. We'll select this guy. We will assign it to that baggage claim right there. And that's essentially it. That is essentially how this is going to work. So if we go into objects and we go into comfort, what we can do is basically, I guess, dot a bunch of benches down here at the bottom and sincerely hope for the best with just about everything. So we can kind of do that. We could, I guess, throw a flight info display kind of in the middle. And I guess we could throw some flight info at the sides as well. Then in terms of decor, I mean, I don't know, I guess this kind of thing. We'll do a nice couple of plants, I suppose. Something like that. We could do some bins as well, but I think we're probably, well, maybe there and there for some bins. Maybe not that one. That also probably isn't going to be enough seating, but it's going to do for now just because I don't really care. This whole thing is a very expensive experiment right now as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not really expecting it to work perfectly, but it's going to at least give me an idea of how larger aircraft stands sort of work. Right? That's the intent with this whole thing. So speaking of larger aircraft, let's filter by large and let's start talking to WestJet a little bit. So they have 2 large afternoon flights. We'll take those. Aerotime has a large morning flight. A Ford Air, we're going to take a large afternoon. We're going to take some evenings. And how many more mornings can we take? 2. Okay, let's take a morning from, I guess, Starflight and 1 more evening. And then I guess we'll go to Aerostar for 1 more morning flight. So now what we do is we sort of just slot these all into the slots that we had flights in before for stand 1. And I just sincerely hope this works. I mean, they're not going to be landing today. They're going to be landing tomorrow. So we've got a little bit of waiting time. But these are, I would assume, larger planes. So I would assume more passengers, which is potentially going to be terrifying and potentially going to be disastrous. But that's what's exciting about it. Okay, it's day 50, which is when we should have some large flights coming in. It's estimated we're getting about $300,000 today. So let's start doing some research. I think escalators will be a pretty big deal. We're currently paying $8,000 in property tax. Let's not bother lowering that right now. I do like the idea of light rail transit, though. I feel like getting that will help us get more people in here rather than just relying on the double-decker buses that we have right now. And I'm also pretty sure I never cleared out this planning down here, did I? There we go. I was wondering why that was highlighted in yellow, and I got my answer. I forgot to clear the planning because I'm smart like that. Now, any second, we should probably start seeing a lot of people arriving at the airport. Any second now, and I'm worried about this. I'm gonna be honest. Now that's not as many as I was expecting, which is fine. We might have a few more sort of on their way. It does look like a few are heading upstairs there, which is fine. That's a few more. That is definitely a few more there, and that's a lot more. So immediately we're quite busy. Security more or less looks like it's holding up fine. I have seen a few comments that have mentioned, though, that we could probably do without the 5 passport checks and potentially do with 3 of them, maybe even 2 of them. But I think we'll leave it as is for now. And we should have a large flight. Oh my God. All right. So the jetway goes around. Everyone's getting off the plane upstairs. They're not exactly going where I wanted them to go, but I guess that's fine. I was kind of hoping that they would stick to this stairway, but well, whatever. I also don't know if I assigned this guy to, let's see, are you? Yeah, you are assigned to that baggage handling. And yeah, these queues are not really holding up anymore, it turns out, which is about as much as I expected. We haven't boarded everybody to this flight either. We've boarded most of them, but I feel like we've suddenly found a... Oh God, we didn't board everybody on that. That's bad. That's bad. Okay. We might need to cancel a few of these flights and try and do things a little bit differently, because we're starting to see people missing flights in here. We can get everybody out of there, we just can't get everybody in. So I think what's going to have to happen is flight management's going to have to, I guess. Now, how much is it to cancel you? Let's cancel that one. Let's cancel that one, and let's cancel that one. And I guess what we do is we can kind of position them this way with like an hour sort of between them, right? Now, it's not going to be as much money, but that's okay. And then we can extend the duration that the flights are due to be on the ground. So instead of 3 flights in each kind of block, it's only going to be 2. But I think that's fine. That's just going to be the way of it, I guess. And it should hopefully help security a little bit, because you're not going to have everybody arriving at exactly the same times anymore. And yeah, hopefully that helps out a little bit. It'll be a bit less money, but that's honestly fine. All these guys are, I don't really know what they're doing. They're definitely, it's definitely being a bit weird the way this works. And I'm also slightly concerned that oh, that's not as big a plane. That actually only has 68 seats. Well, that's fair enough. That's actually probably good. We might get everybody. No, we're only getting 80% boarded in that one. That's not good. Oh my God, what is that? Okay. So there's 179 people due to get on that flight. A lot of them are getting on. But yeah, there's definitely some issues in here. We're making good money though. So the large flights are a good way to make money. It's just that the airport can't quite handle it because security can't quite handle it, which honestly, I kind of expected. I did kind of expect that. I just wasn't really planning on upgrading security this quickly, but I guess that's just how it is. Now, in terms of the airport itself, finance hub is what I'm looking for. So the airport has to be worth $1 million, I think. I think the airport has to be worth $1 million, and then I can potentially sell it. So let's repay a bit more of this loan. Let's repay like, I don't know, $250,000. And then if we go back in here, I mean, my airport value went up a little bit. So I've got that going for me. I think we might have to clear the debt first. I'm not really 100% sure how that necessarily works. But if we can get the airport to be worth $1 million, I can sell it. I'm not saying I'm gonna sell it, but I could sell it. And much like Prison Architect, we're then given some money to start a new one. Which, to be honest, I think is probably something that we're going to end up doing. I don't know if we're going to expand this airport beyond the little bit of land that we have right now. Eventually, you know, don't get me wrong, eventually the idea would be to expand it. Just right now, I don't think that's something we're going to do. Now, how the hell does this work? What? Oh my God. Must be placed close. Must be placed on the left side of light rail tracks, too close to nearby object. Right. Wait, how much is this thing? 194,000. Enables light rail service to use your airport, providing a destination hub for metro trains. Huh. Well, it's very expensive. But I feel like right about there is the best place for it. So if I can get $194,000, which we should be able to do, if I can get that money, that'd be great, because then we're able to build this thing and it should get people in here a little bit easier. That might just make things worse for security though, to be brutally honest. So I might regret this, but I'm going to build it because I think it looks cool. And we don't have anything like it yet. So I kind of want to see what it looks like. I kind of want to see what it's about. It's also taking forever to build because there's one guy building it. That would suck, man. Being like the one guy assigned to build a light rail terminal. That would be awful. But there it is, and it's working. We just had a security guard get in here. We've got garbage being collected as well, so all the vehicles can kind of get through and do their thing. So I do kind of wonder what we're going to see in terms of people getting off of this thing. We've got no one there, which is fine. We are currently in the red, but honestly, I'm not too worried about that. We're still estimated to make about 300,000 per day. So in time, in a little bit of time, we should be back to making money. But let's see, anyone getting off this thing? Well, not really. I mean, those guys did, the janitors did, but not really anyone else. Which, should I be worried about that? Well, I mean, that's a pretty decent group of people. I'm wondering. Yeah, still, well, most of them are on buses. Most of them are just using the buses. That's fine. I'm honestly, that's fine. Let's just make some money and, oh yeah, there's the crowds. There's the crowds gathering. That's what I was kind of waiting on. That's definitely, oh, there's another one. Good Lord. Those self-check-in kiosks they're dangerous, man. Those things are dangerous because they just, oh man, they let people get checked in so quickly. But the good news is we made some money, so I'm not worried about going broke anymore. And other than the fact that the airport isn't really working, the airport's working great.